Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 15. If you've just joined us, I am Robin at A Tired Witch on Instagram, and I'm with the beautiful Maria at Maria the Arcane on Instagram. And today we have a special guest, Bambi. She goes by childish__bambino on TikTok.
Hey there.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for having me. Honestly,
our humble podcast.
Privileged, honestly. Thank you for having such a peasant on such a real prestigious show.
We're all peasants here.
No. She's not wrong. No, don't correct. Don't tell her. She's a peasant.
I am a lowly peasant wench.
Correct.
So, Amber, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into practicing magic?
So, it's a cliche millennial magic story of I watched too much Charmed as a young teenager. And I was
No shame.
Power of three. I have two younger sisters. Let's just go, destroy some demons. It'll be fine.
Okay, wait. Well, which one did you think that you were?
Oh,
this is important.
See, it's changed over time because when I was younger,
I don't want to hear about over time. I'm saying as a child, which charm sister in your brain did you fantasize you would be?
Original three, I thought I was Piper, but as soon as Paige came along, I was like, that's my bitch. Yes. I just want to be her. Everything about her is just perfection. Lego.
According to Steven, I'm Leo. Which I reject aggressively.
I want to continue our friendship, so for that reason I will make no comment, for I may incriminate myself.
I think I'm Phoebe. I'm like the useless one. No, listen, I'm the useless one who has the surprise attack, actually, I have some uses.
You are too much of a Cancer to be Phoebe. She has big sad energy. Yes. Big sad energy.
True. I probably am Leo. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I'm Cole. I'm the misunderstood, crybaby demon.
Dude, you are not. You may think you are badass enough to be Cole, but sweetheart, you are a soft, sensitive little bean. You can't pull up.
Sorry, anyway, let's go back to your becoming a witch.
Origin stories.
No, my origin story, Jesus. Yeah, so I started watching Charmed. I was raised really Catholic. I baptized, First Communion, and then I chose to be confirmed. And was by the time I was 14, I enjoyed doing churchy things. And then I started watching Charmed, and I was like, actually, this whole one almighty father thing sounds like a load of bullshit. And then I started watching Charmed, and then I heard about Wicca, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. This seems like something that is more aligned with me as a person. Then got made fun of for it, stopped. Didn't do anything for years. I still believed in ghosts and spirituality and stuff like that, but never really delved into it again. I spent too long trying to be normal and socially acceptable. And then about 3-4 years ago, I, again, cliche origin story, came across Tumblr witches. And then I was like, actually, do you know what? I miss this. I want to get back into it. So I started doing my research there, bought some books. And then I came across this Instagram of this incredible witch that I was just like, wow, this person is, she's so intelligent, so knowledgeable, so insightful. I'll have to follow her. That person was a tired witch. I got to know her and realized she is just big, chaotic. Yes! Big, chaotic gremlin energy.
Amber, I didn't know that.
That's so cute.
didn't know this, you muppet.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was. I mean, I knew that you got into like the Instagram stuff, and then you started following me, but I didn't know that I was a part of your origin story.
Dude, you really helped teach me most of what I know about tarot to the point that you got me my career in it. I do have that little self-awareness. The amount of times I've thanked you for that shit. Come on, woman.
Yeah, but I thought you were just being a pal.
No,
That's adorable.
genuine dipshit.
Oh,
So like,
you made my morning.
this is the one time I'm going to be nice to you. Soak it up, okay?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
So yeah, I met Robin. We got talking quite a lot, and she helped me with a few things. I found resources through her page, then obviously we gained a little collective. I met Maria, and these kind of, both of you, like very inspirational women who are very knowledgeable and very intelligent and very insightful. You helped me massively on my journey, as well as my own growth, doing my own research, doing my own practice, that kind of thing. But it physically pains me to be this nice, but without the two of you, I wouldn't be where I am on my witchcraft journey today.
No.
I am never going to say that again. So, like, if you ever need me to be that nice to you again, just re-listen to this section. Never being said again.
It's gonna be my ringtone.
But yeah, every single time you text me, it's just gonna be, Robin is so smart and amazing and inspirational, and I'll just be like, oh, true, Am. True,
Like,
true.
I did not want to inflate your ego any further because you will never be able to fit out
I
of
do
your
have a
tiny
huge
home.
fucking head. I have no shame in saying I'm smart and incredibly beautiful, so here we are.
I mean, smart, maybe, beautiful.
Is it? Absolutely yes. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I currently have no makeup on and 2 chins.
Sweetheart, you're still
like
got the more chins, the more beauty. It's a
baby.
fact.
Exactly. 100%.
So yeah, I learned a lot through you guys and doing my own research and just generally exploring through other people's. I found a lot on social media, but then obviously kind of did my own learning and my own
That's always good. That is so good.
Yes.
Bought a few books. I
highly recommend.
Oh yes, I think The Craft by Gabby Hurst. Oh no, is it Modern Witchcraft, something like that, by Gabby Hurstick. I can remember her name, can't remember the damn name of the book.
It was Craft. It was definitely Craft. I can picture you reading that book at the field or in the beach or whatever. I remember seeing that post.
When I was at the top of the hill, yeah. So yeah, and that was a very much, I'd recommend that for anyone who's like brand new to witchcraft. It's very much a beginner's book, but if you're either trying to refresh after many years away, or you just want an easily digestible, non-preachy, like textbook book that's going to have things that are very insightful and very practical to use, definitely go for that one. I highly recommend it. Plus the cover is so pretty.
Here for pretty covers.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
We are 100% here for pretty covers.
Oh heck yes.
Totally judge a book by the cover. It's
the aesthetic is, honestly, I'm always here for the aesthetic. And yeah, and so I'd always been into herbal remedies. Like ever since we were kids, if we were sick, it wasn't, take paracetamol or any other kind of drugs. It was lemon, honey, ginger. It was always herbal remedies growing up. And so I'd learned a lot from my mum, because I've got, like, my mum's side of my family has got a Caribbean background. So again, there's healing is very food based within that as well. And that kind of culture. So I learned a lot from that. And from there, I started looking into it myself, combining it with the witchcraft element, because I've multiple chronic illnesses, which are a laugh and a half.
Hey!
Team chronic illness.
Team Spoonie, what up? So I'm just trying to be able to treat myself with food and herbs and botanicals, as well as shoving my face full of pills, was something that I looked into. And from there, people would ask me to, oh, that sounds interesting, does it work for you? I'm like, yeah. Oh, can I try some? Sure, I'll make you a little tea draft thing, and then they'd buy me a little present as a thank you. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then they'd be like, can I buy some off you? And I'm like, wait, you want to pay me to make this? Fine. Cool. Sound. If that's your prerogative. And from there, I developed Amber's Apothecary, which is a little business I started through Instagram, selling herbal remedies, researching more, checking up on the science of like medicinal interactions, any kind of like counter effects for pregnant women, breastfeeding women, anything like that.
Yeah.
As well as interactions with illnesses and medicines for treating those illnesses. I'm trying to think of other things. Oh yeah, and that's how it led me into doing tarot professionally as well, because I learned it from myself. Robin was like, you should do this too and add it to your little Amber's Apothecary. I was like, oh, okay. If you think I'm good enough, okay, that's fine. I don't know how to feel about that, but okay. As you can tell, I struggle with self-belief sometimes. But so I incorporated my tarot into Amber's Apothecary, and it kind of took off from there. And now me and Robin are little colleagues.
We are colleagues.
Yes, professional women in a professional setting.
Very professional. Business suits, padded shoulders, the whole work.
Yeah, definitely not sat in bed with my hair a mess, in my pajamas, with like coffee stains down the front. I show up to work every single day with padded shoulders, very heavy under eye makeup, and just an authority to step on men. Don't forget the briefcase. Don't forget the briefcase.
Well, obviously a briefcase. I feel like that went without saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's kind of like led me to where I am today. I now call myself a lazy witch because I have a chaotic life. Obviously less so since the global pandemic hit, but I've also got a full-time job working in the music industry as well as doing full-time kind of hours doing tarot. And leading a very chaotic and hectic social life. My form of like daily witchcraft is light my intention candles, sit in bed and watch telly in the minute that I get spare. And I think especially within the witchcraft community, sometimes we can feel guilty about, we can't be proper witches if we don't do rituals like for every single cycle of the moon and every single Sabbath. And
completely unrealistic. Yeah.
And we all have lives. We all have, people have children, people have jobs, people have, other responsibilities or chronic health issues where you sometimes you're like, hell no, I can't. I don't have any energy. I don't have any extra spoons to do a full ritual. So, just as much as lighting a candle with intention every day is where I kind of focus. And then for Sabbats, I love the most. So Mabon, obviously, coming up soon. I always make a big fuss of that. And if my friends are wanting to, who aren't necessarily like practicing witches, but very interested in spirituality, manifestation, if a full moon's about and they need a little bit extra, goodness in their lives, we'll do something cute together. It may not be a full ritual. It may just be something as simple as, casting a circle and do a little manifestation spell, something like that. Something very like bread and butter of witchcraft rather than fancy schmancy sky. What's the word? Skyclad. There we go. Skyclad dancing under the full moon with a big bonfire. So I just think simple things like sharing meals with people you love, I think, can be just as much witchcraft as big fancy.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to get into it during this episode about sharing meals. So
yes.
Oh, gorgeous.
Well, thank you for introing yourself, Ams. Like, honestly, I think everybody is going to be happy you're here. I know we are.
Oh, I am so.
Oh yeah, we're so happy you're here.
So if you are new here, every single episode, I talk about the upcoming major lunar phases. And we're coming to a point here where we're probably going to have to skip an episode focusing on that just because of how month's work. And our nearest one coming up is the full moon in Aries on October 1st. Now, there's not a lot to say really about this full moon in particular, other than the fact that everyone needs to sit on their hands. Just sit on them, slow down. The full moon in Aries might make you feel like you need to charge into a situation without really pausing and thinking it through. And the main thing I want to implore to you guys is, if there's not a deadline, why are you racing? Slow down. The pressure is completely in your own head. And because it's such a fiery moon in general, fire sign, and because it's such a fiery moon in general, it might make you feel like you've got all this extra, gusto. And the fact of the matter is that there's no race. Slow down, calm down, have a deep breath, just breathe. You're not racing with anybody. It's kind of like I tell my cats, no one is going to steal your food. Chew it. It's the same sort of energy. And so unless there's a massive deadline that you're rushing towards, the main thing I want to implore to you guys is take a deep breath, sit on your hands, make a plan, and then move forward. You don't need to rush in.
Yeah, I do feel like fire signs do really, really good with, fire sign, moons and stuff like that. While, other signs. Yeah, so
the rest
for
of
like
us,
Aries
not so
and stuff
much.
like that, we'll be like, oh, look at us getting stuff done. And everyone else is like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, that there's that meme of like the person with like the briefcase under their arm and they're like rushing for no reason. That's this moon sign for everyone who's not a fire sign. So the rest of us, the other 75% of us, are not going to be thriving. So just slow down, make a plan, and move forward. It's not a race. Chill, breathe, go have a lollipop. Freaking make yourself a cup of tea.
Lollipop.
Take up macrame. Like, honestly, it's okay. You're going to be okay. It's in your head, and that's valid, and that's fair, but chill the fuck out.
Love it. So, if you just started listening to us, every podcast we talk about a random tarot card. We go over the universal meaning and then our own interpretations of the cards. Hearing others' opinions helps beginners form their own opinions, or even those who have been practicing for a while expand their views on other meanings. This week, we're going to talk about the Seven of Pentacles. On this card, you see a person standing in front of a bush or a grove. These bushes are starting to bear fruit, and our person is staring at them lovingly as they lean on their shovel or hoe. I couldn't really tell which one it was. But anyways, the universal meaning of this card is watching something come into fruition, and more work is needed in order for that goal or goals to become fruitful. My definition is more than less the same. It shows up in client readings or my own readings when someone has been working really hard towards a goal in their life and they're proud of the work they've been putting in. There's a catch though. They need to keep putting in the work. Now isn't the time to take a break or take a vacation. This bush image can easily start to wilt or lose the fruit. And the same can be said about the goals when they haven't quite yet been realized. The person should be proud of themselves, though. They worked really hard to reach this point, and they need to use that feeling that they're experiencing, this, self-joy in order to feel their desire to keep going. So how do you feel about this card? Robin, dear.
Here's the thing. First of all, I wanted to say that every single time you said bush, the 12-year-old in me went, hey, bush.
I tried so hard not to laugh at her. When she said ho, I was
so
like,
hard.
don't.
Oh, good. I'm glad we were all 12.
I was trying so hard to find a different word. I really was. And I did not want to say the word ho either.
I just love a ho near my bush. It just brings me just such pleasure.
12-year-old boys. I'm sat here to bush. Anyway,
I turned to my wife.
Touch your bush.
I turned to my wife last night as I was, coming up with what I wanted to say. And I was like, I really need a separate word for this. I can't think of anything. Should I say orchard? Because it does not look like one. So
no.
I was like,
hedge would have been a good one.
Hedge, yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just said and done. Anyway,
what's the comedy value?
Back to the meaning of the bush. For me, the Seven of Pentacles is usually a very big warning of being disappointed. Because it's got this sort of long wait period that comes with it. I usually see it in readings for clients when they worked really hard, like you said, and they're expecting the reward. So like, let's say they're hoping for a promotion and they've been working their ass off for the last 6 months to a year to ensure that promotion. It comes up as like I get that you've been working really hard and I think that's great, but you need to wait another couple of months, another 6 months, another 8 months, whatever, right? It depends on the rest of the reading, of course. But it's a big, I'm sorry to tell you, but you've still got a long wait ahead of you. Keep working. And it's always like a positive thing, but with a negative kind of sugarcoat. And you got to get through that. Like, think of like, those like spicy lollipops. I forget what they're called, but they're like mango flavored and they're dipped in chili. You need to like get through the chili coating to get to the sweet inside. And that's kind of how I view this card. You're going to have to be disappointed, but you have to keep working because you are going in the right direction and it is going to pay off. You just need to not give up. So it's positive with a negative bit. What about you, Ams?
I feel very similar, especially with readings for clients. For me, it's very much a card of frustration. I am not to like for my clients as well, but for me, I am an instant gratification person. I do not want to wait for anything. So I'm a Leo. That's it. I'm just like, I want it. It's mine. I deserve it. I want it now. When really,
You're a millennial.
Check everyone my age, okay? I'm a young Gen Zer. Look at my youthful complexion. But yeah, like it can be very frustrating when you know that, or you feel that you deserve something now, but you have this repetition when you feel that 3 cycles of this repetition ago you should have had what you want. So it can be very much like, again, when sometimes that's what we need. We need to go through those cycles of repetition to eventually get what we want. And sometimes the outcome that we want, we don't get, but we get something along the way that we needed more. You might not get that promotion. You might not get that relationship that you've been wanting by going on dates and doing the work on your relationship and to try and improve things. Your relationship still might end, or you might not ever eventually get into a relationship with that person, but the things you learn along the way will help you more the next time this situation comes around. So as much as now you don't get that fruit that you've been waiting to pick, the season afterwards, all that work that you put into that ground and into the soil and into this plant will make it even more fruitful next time.
Right. And isn't it more important the friends we made along the way?
I mean, not if it's you two. I kid.
What happened? What happened to us being inspirations? Now we're trash.
No. I told you.
Maria, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Like, I'm just going to remember this when I beat the fuck out of her when I see her.
Look, I told you that was the one time I'm ever going to be nice to the two of you. That's it. Job done.
Oh my God.
So we are coming up on the autumn equinox, or Mabon, and it is going to be happening on the 22nd this year. So the autumn equinox is the night of equal light and equal darkness. So you're going to have as much daylight hours as nighttime hours. And so, in a way, we are celebrating life, and we're also celebrating death. And it is also the second harvest Sabbath of the year. Mm-hmm. And this is the one that deals with fruit and, so again, we are all of the stuff that we have manifested throughout the year is coming to a head. Like we are, receiving everything that we have manifested, or even additionally, because we have one more to go. So you can put in more intentions for that next one, which will be Samhain, which we're all looking forward to, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the way me and my family celebrate Mabon is that we treat it like our Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate like the traditional Thanksgiving in November. So Mabon is our Thanksgiving. Like we cook a big meal, we eat it together, and we say our thanks. We go, write down what we're thankful for. And we also, that night, we do an apple spell together, which is actually the White Witch Parlor's apple spell, because it's really cute and it's simple and it's something the witchling can do, and it's a really cute spell.
I love that.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Well, for me in my house, any excuse to eat baked goods is basically sign me up. I know that Mabon is a big holiday of apples and apple related anything. I hate baked apples. I hate them so fucking much. I know this is so un-American, but apple pie to me is the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Okay. We can agree on apple pie or any fruit pie. I hate fruit pie.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. My husband loves apple pie. He loves it. He thinks it's so good. And I'm just like, get that fucking thing out of my face. I hate it. I think it's so gross.
I don't mind baked apples, but I do not like pie pastry unless it's covered in chocolate or
absolutely not.
Or pecan pie.
I can't do it, man. I just can't. So I do apple crumble instead.
We don't really have pies. Sweet pies, anyway. Most of our pies.
You don't have pies. You guys are like the king and queens of meat pies. I don't even want to hear that.
If you'd have let me finish, gobshite, you'd have heard me say we don't really have sweet pies. We mainly have savory and meat pies.
Right, and like pastries, right?
Yeah.
Pastries are really big there, right?
Oh, yeah. But with the only real the sweet pie that we do have is like an apple pie, or
it's so gross. Like, why the fuck would you say, out of all these flavors, I'm going to have mushy little nuggets of sad?
No, you are not eating it right. It's mushy nuggets of sad.
I have never had an apple pie where I was like, oh, delicious. I'm so glad I ate this disgusting pie. Like,
right, well, wait till you eat my apple pie and then I'll change your mind.
Like, watch, 90% of our listeners are like apple pie fans, and they're just like, get the fuck out.
I know, they're like, unsubscribe, unfollow. I am not behind
Robin's until she said she didn't like apple pie, and now I want to throw her in a fireplace.
Yeet her into the abyss.
Anyway, so I make apple crumble, and I've got a recipe I actually shared in my Instagram stories a couple days ago, which is an oatmeal apple loaf. So instead of it being chunks of apple, I use applesauce. And I like making applesauce and spice applesauce. Like, I do like apples. I just don't like diced up baked apples.
See, I do not like apples or bananas.
What?
No,
you don't like bananas?
Oh, I hate bananas.
Oh my God, I'm rethinking our entire friendship. Oh my God. I also use a lot, because Mabon focuses right towards the first harvest, so you're getting kind of that end of summer vegetables. I like taking zucchinis and I grate them and freeze them in like little containers to make zucchini bread with all year round. I'm a huge slut for zucchini bread. I think it's so good. Put a little walnut in that. Oh my lord. Really what I'm trying to say is, guys, welcome to the Mabon episode where Robin just talks about food porn. Any kind of sweet loaf, that's what I like during Mabon. I like making a ton of it and feeding it to my family. And as I'm the only practicing witch in my household, we don't make a huge thing out of it. I usually just make like a nice dessert for everyone to have afterwards, and then I just say my gratitudes at my altar to like my spirits and my guides. It's not a big one for me.
That.
Maybe have a little pumpkin spice hot cocoa that evening.
Ooh, hello.
Oh,
very delicious.
You're gonna hate me for this, but pumpkin spice is the worst thing ever.
Oh, I don't hate you for that. I mean, I love pumpkin, and I think that pumpkin in general is a godsend, but I'm actually like the traditional like Starbucks pumpkin spice shit is not for me. It's not that it's bad. I'm not crazy about the flavor.
I have to actually add the seasoning for myself in order to like it. I do not like anything that's pre-mixed and at stores. Same. Like it tastes off to me.
It tastes artificial. It tastes weird. And like, I'm not trying to shit on people, for the record, who do like pumpkin spice. I'm not going to be that bitch who's like, white girls who like pumpkin. Like, if you like it, go for it, ma. Like,
basic how your pumpkin spice.
Yeah, see, I like to sprinkle the pumpkin spice, like the actual, powdered spice onto my coffee grounds. And it's a great way to do that is also to think about manifesting abundance and money. So there you go.
But I do suggest that, at least this is my own hot tip. Maria and Amber might totally disagree. But if you're going to use the pumpkin spice, like pre-made mix, I always add more ginger to it because I like it a little spicy.
Yes. Well, see, the only brand that I have found that I like that does have that spice is Trader Joe's. Their pumpkin spice is amazing. It's the only kind that I get. It's so good. Like 100% recommend. Buy it up.
Anyway, back to how Amber hates everyone because she doesn't like pumpkin spice. Continue, bitch.
It's for me again, and this is my own personal trauma coming through here. But cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, those kind of spices, I use it sparingly, very sparingly, because I'm. It's let me.
British.
I'll bring you into a traumatic section of my history and Amber's origin story. Yeah. Bitch, don't you dare insult me like that. Excuse you. In my culture, I will throw hands. Never been so insulted in all my life. But no, when I was a kid, do you remember like when Harry Potter first came out and they had all the toys and they had like a little potion making set?
Right?
Yes.
Oh, so this is probably part of my witchcraft origin story as well, surprisingly. So I got this potion making set and they were all edible. So you basically made sweets out of all these little things. And there was this one that I was obsessed with, which was like a green liquid with purple slugs in it.
Oh my God.
Obviously not real slugs. They were like little gummy things, but they were super cinnamony. And I ate so many of these damn potions, I made myself sick.
Oh no!
So now every time I taste like anything that's like, I don't mind a hint of cinnamon, like a little fragrance of it. But when it's full, punch you in the face, here comes fall cinnamon. I'm like, hell no! Get out of my face! Get out of my area! Just if you want to like go to the other side of the planet, that would be beautiful.
That's very valid.
I'm dying. That's so fucking funny, dude. So yeah, pretty much I can't have anything pumpkin flavored because when I was a kid, I just was so fat. I made so many candies, and I couldn't stop myself. I literally couldn't stop myself if I physically tried.
slugs as
I'm
well.
picturing you having like a very Ron Weasley moment where you're actually throwing up slugs and you went, it's true.
That's
I
what
am a
it
wizard.
felt like.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
Just sat over my tiny little cauldron like, hubble bubble, toil in trouble, slug.
Oh,
that's so fucking funny, dude. So if you don't eat pumpkin things, what do you have? How do you celebrate?
So for me, Mabon is all about sharing meals with family. Because obviously in England, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving because, well, let's not get
It's England.
but it's not even a thing over here. But I've always been someone who loves spending time in the kitchen. We were raised from basically as soon as we could stand by the cooker safely, we were cooking, obviously with adult supervision. So one of the ways I show that I care and I love people is by cooking for them. I love cooking meals. I love cooking desserts. And Mabon is a time for me where I will cook up a massive batch of butternut squash soup or some kind of stew, especially with dumplings. Oh my God. Suet dumplings get in my face. I cannot wait. And an apple crumble, or because I suck at making pastry. So I always go for apple crumble rather than apple pie.
Yeah.
And most recently,
And also,
I will...
apple pie is disgusting.
Pushy through the mouth, okay? Don't make me hands. I will do it. But I started making this like my own little ritual, so I put intention into it. So now when I make the soup, I make it as like a prosperity soup. So I put little bits of cinnamon, nutmeg, and I don't like give people this soup unknown that it's like witchy and be like, hey, you're going to get abundance. Oh, sneaky. It's I've made this for you. It's butternut squash soup. It's got this, and this. But I also put the intention to bring you extra prosperity and abundance over the winter season.
That's so sweet.
If I can't share the actual meal with my friends like in person, I'll be like, here, Tupperware, eat.
Eat it.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I was speaking with my neighbours about it last night because where I live, we've got we're all really close, and regularly I'll just pop my head out. Like last night I went to go bring in my laundry from outside from drying, and my neighbour was cooking up some Persian chicken because he's like a 70-year-old Persian man, and he's an absolute sweetheart. And he's like, oh, your dinner's almost ready. I was like, sorry? He's like, yeah, I'm coming over. I was like, all right, cool, I'll be there in 5.
Oh my goodness, that's really
so sweet though.
It's adorable. So we just sit there and we eat, and we'll share a drink. So I've said, and his girlfriend partner, she's like in her 60s. She's not necessarily a witch, but she's very spiritual. She reads tarot cards. She's very much into astrology and numerology. So when I was saying to her that Mabon's coming up, this is what I love doing for Mabon, I was like, I'll do this for you. You always cook for me. I will make a full meal. We'll have soup, we'll have stew, we'll have an apple crumble, and we'll just, share a little evening together. And that's yeah, it's adorable. It just gives me the warm fuzzies internally because I hate winter. Winter makes me want to cry. So for me, it's
I love winter.
Oh no,
Depression.
I am a Leo baby through and through. Like, give me sunshine, give me 25 Celsius heat every single day, sunshine, no clouds, so I can just, like, I'm the only goth that will sunbathe for 8 hours straight and be an absolute bliss. Like, tan me cool. So as soon as
I do want to say for our followers who do not there's some people that are like, well, I really don't want to do a feast or something like that. Like, there's also the aspect of it being equal night and equal day, that you can also celebrate the night and the start of, the veil is going to start thinning even more. So you can maybe just work on divination that night. Mm-hmm. You can start with spirits and stuff like that. So it doesn't have to just revolve around like Thanksgiving type feel in food.
Yes. It's more just about embracing and having gratitude, and that can be you can do that in any way. There's no wrong way to be happy about the things you have in your life.
Yes.
So happy Mabon, everybody.
Happy Mabon!
Happy Mabon!
Enjoy your apple pies, even though these two heathens,
No. And if any of you send me a photo of an apple pie, you will be blocked on the spot. No, I'm just kidding.
Now you're going to get all the images. You just set yourself up. So,
I get the Illuminati messages still from that one episode, and I live for it. So don't fucking send me apple pie
They have been coming in like crazy. Coming in. So, Amber, what is stirring your cauldron right now?
Oh, baby. So this Virgo new moon energy, right? I'm a Virgo moon, so I am the queen of, well, I say queen of being organized. Organized chaos is how I like to put it. But I like lists, I like itineraries, I like symmetry, I like organization. It makes me very, very happy. So this Virgo new moon energy, especially at this time of year, is it's beautiful. We've just had like a little bit of a heat wave in England over the past few days. So it has enabled me to do every ounce of laundry that could possibly be in my house, even clothes that, you know, might not necessarily be dirty, but they've been hung up for a while and haven't been worn. So I'm just going to wash them again. So everything's fresh and clean. I have been hoovering, dusting, just... Oh, it's stunning. It's making me very, very happy at this moment in time. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
If you saw my house right now, you'd know how much I am not vibing with the Virgo moon energy. My house is a disaster.
I know. I agree. Okay. It's like I'm organized in some parts of my life, and then others, it's like, not so much. And the home stuff is definitely not there.
I don't know what it is, but I have like an active, like what's that called? Like when the body rejects something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like if you get a piercing and it pushes it out. Like I have that towards like Virgo energy. And it's not that I don't like Virgos. There's a lot of Virgos that I love so much. But like when it comes to me personally taking on that kind of energy, my body just like rejects it.
Just let me with the slugs.
Yeah, that's my cinnamon slugs. Oh my god, I would have paid so much money to like go back in time and watch Tiny You just like throwing up slugs.
Oh, you're such a good friend to me, honestly. You care about me so much.
Can you imagine though? I would be like full grown adult, like, haha, look at this dumb kid.
Completely. Oh, I suck at being organized usually, which is, and my Virgo moon hates it. Like, I want to be, but then life gets on top of me, so my room looks like, I mean, you've seen what my room gets like, Robin.
It's not good. It's not good.
No, and it makes my mental health really bad, but then I'm like, but it's too much effort. So this extra kick up the arse is exactly what I needed to get my space and myself centered and like aligned again. And just,
I think it's like a chronic illness thing that if you're like not in the best spot, that like a mess just easily overwhelms, but you legit do not have the energy in order to devote the time to it. And it just makes the flare worse. And you're just like, I don't know what the hell to do. I really don't.
I just live in a tiny home, and therefore this whole house can be spick and span spotless, like scrubbed it with a toothbrush, right? And it takes literally one day and it looks like a fucking tornado went. I got the crystal delivery for restocks and I opened it up and it's everywhere. There's shit everywhere. It was one box. So anybody listening to this that I'm trying to say who wants to get a tiny home, don't.
Don't do it.
Your space will not be more clean. It is a lie.
You'll accumulate the same amount of shit, just have less place to put it.
Yeah. Yes. It's, oh my lord. Yeah. Yeah.
So what we're saying, Amber, if you want to loan us some of your Virgo-ness for this new moon, we would greatly appreciate
Honestly,
it.
If you need a list making, please, don't. It gives me such joy. Like Excel spreadsheets, you don't understand how much I enjoy spreadsheets. It's disgusting. It's awful.
What? Yeah, it's getting to the point where I need a
Oh my
personal assistant, and that personal assistant needs to be a Virgo.
Oh, yeah.
You are welcome to come over, because as soon as I see a spreadsheet, I have a panic attack. So.
Oh, but I spend my spare well, I used to, not so much anymore because I don't deal with them as much anymore, but in my old job, they were a lot of what I had to deal with, so I would spend my spare time learning cool functions to make my life easier and make spreadsheets more colourful. Like, that's how much of a weirdo I am. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have one of those little journey. It's called My Journey. It's a Moleskine app for organizing my life, and it does absolutely nothing for me. I struggle so hard.
Well, either of you ever need an organised PA, let me know. I will whip you up a sexy spreadsheet.
Oh man, I bet it will be so sexy that it will send me directly into a panic attack.
I love that.
I look forward to my future anxiety on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Amber, what is not stirring your cauldron this week?
Oh, you should not have got me started on this, because I could rant for hours. What is... So, obviously, in our job, we deal with tarot clients day in, day out, and divination, and very spiritual people who believe in the power of the universe, as we, all three of us do as well.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm doing a reading for a client and give them an answer, and they reply with, but like, is it fate though? Is it destiny? Are we destined to be together? I want to yeet my cauldron out of the fucking window and into the abyss. Like, sweetheart,
I feel this so much.
You are not that important to the fabric of the universe that whether you date Tom, Dick, or Harry is written down in stone.
Well,
Like,
I
it's
completely
not that
agree.
consequential.
I am
not
seriously
to mention that I believe that our life has different paths. And so as I do readings based off of the path you're on right now, but I personally believe that the future is about consent. And so therefore, let's say I was going to say, Amber, this job you're going to take, it's going to give you so much stress. You're going to be so stressed out if you take this job. You now have the choice to say, I'm just not going to take that job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the future, like the way that I do readings, the future is never set in stone. We can always change it. And, like it's always moving. It's continuous moving parts. Yeah. And what you contribute to that after you find out where you are headed can change the outcome. And so, yeah, it's never set in stone.
It's the type of people
free
who
will
want
involved.
Right, exactly. It's the type of people who want you to tell them the answer they want to hear. They aren't actually there for a tarot reading. They're not actually there for advice and spiritual guidance. They already have an answer in their head that they want to hear. And if you don't give it to them, then you're somehow the asshole. Like, I've had
wrong,
people
you don't know what you're doing.
I've had people at work who ask me, my ex-boyfriend from 5 years ago, will we get back together? And when I say no, they go, I don't accept this. I don't claim. And then they just leave. Or you're wrong. I'm like, okay.
Never mind. I apologize.
You guys haven't spoken in 5 years, but I'm the out of touch one here. Cool. All right, for sure.
And like for me, especially like when I fully believe in the butterfly effect, like each action has a consequence. And if it's something where free will is involved with regards to people's free will, it's a chain of events. You could do one thing that causes somebody else to do another thing, that causes somebody else to do another thing, and it could change everybody's path dramatically.
Yeah, even you learning about it is changing something.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a butterfly effect. It's actually, I want to write a blog post soon. I probably will this weekend, on why the Wiccan read is inherently impossible to adhere to. And it's because of things like the butterfly effect. Nothing actually leaves your hands clean. There's no such thing, in my opinion at least, of magic that is, or divination or anything that keeps your hands entirely clean. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think that the magic you're doing is always for greater good or always, quote, white magic, which I don't believe in white magic at all, but that's another matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that it's always that way, then you have a God complex and you need to have some words with yourself, because it's impossible. It's impossible
1,000%.
to walk out of any situation where your hands are clean, and that all falls into that butterfly effect thing. But
yeah. Like, you could save someone's life by stopping them from jumping in front of a bus, and you think, yeah, I've done a good deed. Turns out that person 3 days later was, murdered someone. You think you've done a good thing.
We've gone to a very extreme end of the spectrum.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you can do
and
do
then
an act.
They killed their entire family. It's like the dark version of, and they were roommates. Oh my god, just two dudes sitting in a hot tub 10 feet away because I'm not gay.
Okay.
I miss Vine. Anyway.
Dude, tell me about it. Look at all those chickens.
And they were roommates. But it's true. It is true. Like, maybe not everybody you're gonna save is gonna be a fucking murderer, but there are still butterfly effects that happen, and
and no matter your intention, you can have the purest of love and light intentions, but something that you do that's filled with love and light may cause further down the line something untoward to happen, and you have zero control over that.
I agree 100%. And so that's why it's just stop it. Stop with the fate. I completely agree with Amber. Nothing is fate. Just knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. If it was fate, you wouldn't get to ask about it.
Exactly. Because simply by knowing about it could change it.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like going back in time. You can't talk to your past self. You'll change the fabric of the future.
Dude, if I could do that, I'd stay away from a tired witch on Instagram. She will ruin your life.
If you are new here, every week we talk about creators that we are loving right now. And if you're new here, quick little preface, don't send us messages asking to be featured on this. It's rude. It's weird. We hate it. These are people that we are organically finding on our own, enjoying, and wanting to share with you guys. They're not paid promotions. They never will be. Please stop it. So first things first, Maria, who are you loving right now?
Oh my gosh. So I got the new Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck by Abigail Larson. And oh my God, it is so good. Like, it is probably one of the best mass-produced decks I have ever owned. Like, it's just, the box is beautiful. The card stock is like butter. And of course, it's Nightmare Before Christmas. What is not to love? Like, all of the imagery fits perfectly for each card, especially in the major arcana. And yeah, I love it. It's so good so far.
The fan photos you sent me are really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of the decks that I'm like, well, I'm going to keep this for myself. Sorry, clients.
Not for you.
It's mine.
I ordered mine back in June, and I'm so excited to receive it, especially after the photos you posted. I'm just like...
It's going to be good. Well worth the wait. Well worth the wait.
Well, the creator, the account, the shop, hello. Is this a podcast? That I'm loving right now is actually a friend of mine. Her name is Sam, and she goes by the Candle Wife. And she's not a witch or anything like that, but she has launched her like spooky season candles, and she has a Hocus Pocus candle that, let me tell you, I need it in my life. I've actually already Venmoed her money and told her to send me like 40 of them. They're so cute. I love it so much. It's like literally so brilliant, and I think it's a really good example of the fact that you can have fun candles without it necessarily needing to be witchy or witchcraft and still be on that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I think it's cute. I think it's fun.
I do too. I'm here for a good Hocus Pocus candle.
We love a good Hocus Pocus candle.
Yeah, I literally have a 7-day I lit the black flame candle.
Ooh.
So
yeah, hers has like a little tag on it that says "Do not let a virgin light" or something like that, and I'm just like,
so
yes,
cute. I'm dying.
Yes, I am here for this.
That is adorable.
Gorgeous.
What about you, Amber? Who are you loving right now?
So I'm taught words. Try again. So there's 2 creators I am absolutely adoring at the moment. They're both people that I've purchased from previously, and they're both UK creators as well. So I thought, a little bit for any of your UK listeners. So we have, first of all, there's a jewelry store. She is at Violet Delights on Instagram, and she makes the cutest little witchy iconography, pop culture witch type jewelry. It's so cute. I got some earrings from her a while ago that are just really simple little silver moons. They're quite subtle, so if you're a witch that likes to wear witchy jewelry but don't necessarily want it to be in your face, to people who may not necessarily know you're out of the broom closet, they are beautiful, but there's also like really obvious stuff as well. But the one thing that I really love about this shop and the way she does things, I think if you spend over £15, you get a 1-card tarot reading with your item. So when I bought
it's so cute.
It's adorable. And when I got my earrings a while ago, I received the 8 of Swords in my deck, in my package. And I was like, oh, bitch, called me the fuck out there.
Thanks.
Yeah, but I stuck it up on my mirror, and it helped remind me every single day, you are in control. The only thing holding you back here is you. And it was, to me, it's just the most beautiful little touch. And she's just released these gorgeous Witch's Curse boxes, which are like £40. And what you get in them for the price is unreal. So you get a couple of witchy prints. There's a protection candle, there's a crystal, there's a tarot reading, there's some necklaces, earrings, the works. So what you actually get for the £40 is unreal. I think there's like 10 or more items in there, which, it's cheap as chips, and you get a 20% off code for your next purchase on her website, which is beautiful. And she's just an absolute little sweetheart. I posted a story on Instagram a while ago that my treatment for my chronic illness was going down the pan. Thank you to our government underfunding NHS. But she saw that and she was like, what's your address? I'm going to send you some little crystals just to like help you feel better. Like,
oh, that's so sweet.
It was adorable.
So sweet.
Honestly, I was so touched, and I was like, "That's the sweetest thing. Thank you so much. It really made me feel better. Just the fact that she was so kind. So that's the first one.
Really kind.
I know. It warmed the cockles of my heart. And then the other one is she is at Witchin Store. That's Witchin, as in witching, but without a G. Witchin Store, and she's a graphic designer.
I'll put it in the bio.
Oh yeah. I forget you have one of those. You're professional podcasters. I am clearly not. But she does prints. She does custom commissions for artwork as well. She's released these gorgeous little like hand painted coffin. Like I can't even think how to describe them. They're basically like coffin shaped, but they're hand painted little mural type things.
It's so cute.
They are gorgeous. I've got one of her prints on my wall, and it's the Lover's card, and it's in gold, and it's all shiny, and it's just it's stunning. And
that sounds really nice.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's above my bed, and it's beautiful. The work she does is gorgeous, but I know there's a lot of modern witches who don't necessarily like the old school, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very intricate designs with loads of stuff going on. Hers is minimalistic, but still very true to the kind of more spooky aesthetic. And it's really, really beautiful. So that's another one that I thought I'd mention. And she does commissions as well, which who doesn't love a personalised product?
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. I've
100%.
looked at her
That
stuff
is-
and it's really cute. So
Yeah,
really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of the creators that you mentioned. Hello. I followed them both.
gorgeous.
we hope you guys will join us on October 2nd for our 16th episode. Thank you very much for being here. Keep an eye out on our Instagrams or on our Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Coffee Cauldrons for more information.
Or even better, joining us on our Discord tier, which is First Coven on Patreon, so we can answer your questions next time.
Or you get to hear our lovely voices for 30 additional minutes if you join any of the tiers casting and up for the part 2 of the podcast.
Yes. So again, this is Coffee and Cauldrons.
With Robin at A Tired Witch on Instagram.
And with Maria at Maria the Arcane on Instagram.
And I'm Amber, or Bambi, from at childish__bambino on TikTok.
All right,
Okay.
you guys ready?
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
One,
1,
2,